With a little bit of a bounce here. Again, we took Coke and about a Coke. Hit to about 71.52. Left a little bit of money on the table, but that's to be expected in this market. If you try to peel off every nickel and dime to the upside, you can get killed by just one red candle. Still on the Unity straddle. Paid 95. It's trading at $1.05 right, $1.04 right now. Watching Abbott to take some Abbott calls. Yeah, we'll bounce up here now. Green for the day, obviously got relative strength. OKLO, still a decent short setup. It's a little extended here on the 5 minute. Nice short setup though. I'm looking for an opportunity to get into Abbott ABT for a long. It's a really nice setup on the daily chart here, and it's trending up pretty decently this morning. It's green in a red market. This is a nice setup on the Abbott. So I'm looking for an entry in it. But as soon as I get a bounce off this is the 8 right here, this is the 15, here's the VWAP. Still a ways away from there, but looking for an entry in Abbott. All right, see if we get any questions here. YouTube's up and running. Good morning, Miguel. Am I ever planning on doing a free trading session on the money flow tracker like this? Well, the money flow tracker runs in Ninja, and typically most folks use that for futures, and I don't trade futures very often. So no, I'm not going to do anything on that. I think you have to check with Right Line. Dave Kushner might have something on that, or Craig Emery, because they both use the money flow tracker. I don't. I use the SPY Super System here. It used to be called the Compass on Thinkorswim. So that's what I'm doing the trades on here on the YouTube feed. So again, we took Coca-Cola today, made a quick profit in Coke. It was a nice trending stock against a falling market this morning. Market's been very weak. It's trying to put in a little bit of a bottom here right now, and I'm actually looking to take Abbott long, and I'll probably go out a few weeks on it because the setup is really nice on the daily chart. GRRR set up here now. Right there, GRR setting up for a long. Got room to 37.92, almost 38 to the upside. Also watching Abbott. Options in GRRR are a little bit they only go up to $35. $5 spread, you'd have to take the $30 call. To trade the $30 call expiring today, you actually get pretty much intrinsic value on it. It's trading 360 by 380. The stock is at 33.73, so you get 373 of intrinsic in it. It's right at intrinsic for GRRR if you think it's going to go up today. Again, it would just it's expiring today, so it's either that or you have to go out to March 21st. So that's kind of like a lottery on GRRR. All right, I'm going to take some Abbott calls. I'm going to take some Abbott calls right here. I'm going to post this one. Going out to March 14th on the Abbott calls. And trading at 135. Taking the 132s for March 14th. I'll go ahead and post these in a second. I took the Abbott. So this is a trade I'm gonna alert on this one too. Again, these are the March 14th 132 calls. Let's see what the pricing is on them. They're 460 by 480. 460 by 480, so about 470. Okay, Abbott calls, 132 calls, March 14th. We'll see what it does. Gonna go ahead and alert on that one. All right, so that's Abbott. I'm in Abbott long. Right there. Dan, Monster, earnings next week. Got it. Okay, Dan, looking at Monster. Again, we're in Abbott. I'm in Abbott now, long, to March 14th. Close back a little bit, which is fine. And Monster Beverage, as Dan points out, breaking out beautifully above the 100-day moving average. Earnings on the 26th. So middle of next week. All right, see if we get any more questions now. In Abbott, Profits and Coke. Filled at 470. Nice job, Terry. Very nice. March has some resistance around 53.30 to 53.70, Joe. Great. Yeah, some horizontal resistance on Monster at 53.20.
How much up by Trump says they are negotiating with Russia and Ukraine.
questions here. Right, check for some additional questions here. Nope, so far, okay. Again, I'm just I'm trading Abbott long, and already traded Coca-Cola. Coke's flattening out, you can see. Abbott trading up pretty nicely here. Again, this is right now it's, believe it or not, is a swing trade. We'll see how long it lasts as a swing trade. About 11:30 right now. Coming up at 11:30. So I'm in Abbott long. SPY just kind of compressing here now at the low. Unity Software down to about 28.60. Still trading at about, the spread it's trading at about $1. Again, I'm getting it at 95 cents. I want to give it a little bit of time, see if it pulls back. It's in the gap fill right now. I've got room down to fill the gap, which would be about 28 bucks, about 60 cents lower. Gets down near there, I'll take profits. A lot of compression here in the markets right now. A lot of compression going on right now on stocks that had been trending. Then Coke, we took profit in Coke. It's really compressing now. And we're in Abbott for a long. Got some time on Abbott. Shopify pulled back hard this morning, just like it has done the last 3 days in a row. And then bounced, and right now it hasn't started to really bounce yet, just compressing. AX down pretty nicely here today, down to almost another %. I don't know what I'm going to do for lunch today. I never thought about that. I don't have any cold cuts left.
I do.
Oh, you brought some with you?
I got some Munster and turkey.
Oh, well, I got the cheese, but I got bread, so we're all set.
Okay.
You've saved us again. You usually have plenty, but I ate it all this week.
Just got it last night, nice and
Did you?
fresh.
Nice. Where'd you get it?
Harris Teeter, we got a Harris Teeter and
Yeah,
a
you got
Publix across
Publix. I
the
know you
street
can
from each other.
know it. It's getting it's a madhouse up there. It's a madhouse. Ruth goes up there for Harris Teeter for. She's not doing stores anymore. She stopped doing that.
Oh, no?
She just wrapped just before she went on vacation. She's not going to go into the stores. Too much. You know, she's got to be climbing up on ladders and 6-foot ladders to get on top of stuff to take care of the electrical outlets and everything for the things.
She's wasting a lot of time on the road.
Huh?
A lot of time on the road's wasted.
Well, she gets paid for it, so it doesn't
Yeah,
really
but
matter.
still, I mean, with the traffic.
No,
and
the
some
traffic's
nutcases
terrible
out there.
It's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Mount Pleasant too. It's awful.
I'm glad we moved out of there.
It's a nightmare over there.
Yeah, he got his 2 bridges out, and they're always backed up.
Terrible. Yeah, you get an accident on Don Holt or something.
You're screwed.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, there's no way out.
No, that's like John's Island, same way.
Oh yeah, yeah, way out there. They're out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's you know, you get an accident on River Road or something, and it's a mess.
Yeah, they want to extend the 526, right?
Right.
But that'll be a few
They've been
years
talking
out.
of that since I moved here.
Yeah.
20 years.
You've been here
Almost.
20 years?
I came in '98.
Oh really? With Ruth, or did you meet her here?
No, I met her online. I came up here because she was I came up to visit her here, and then that's when I moved up here after that.
Okay. From Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm out of Florida. What a nightmare that state's turned into. Perhaps you can't even get insurance on places down there. My brother was thinking of buying a condo down in Hallandale on the beach down there, and he says it's ridiculous. You can't even get insurance on anything.
And my buddy's got a condo there in not Tallahassee, but I forgot what of the
On the west coast.
one of the places that got hit by the 2 hurricanes ago.
Yeah, well, that's anywhere from the west coast all the way up to the Panhandle.
Oh yeah, he says he was making some money on it before. He couldn't even get a week for himself up there.
Yeah.
When he owned it.
Yeah,
But it's been kind of tough lately. He says.
it's gonna be tough to sell too.
Yeah, well that's taxes and hurricane insurance and everything.
Insurance, if you can get it.
California's the same way.
Well, you can't get. Well, it's getting. South Carolina's starting to do the same thing. A lot of insurance companies pulling out. I don't know. You know, I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, they keep building places on barrier islands. These places are gonna get washed away at some point in time. It's just a matter of time.
They were talking about some of these places are just gonna have to be self-insured.
Yeah, have to be. Yeah.
You know.
So you know, you basically got to be a millionaire to cover the place.
Well, yeah,
Cause
more than a million.
Well, I'm talking about
Yeah.
multi-millionaire.
Yeah. Yeah. When Linda and I first moved here, we thought it'd be nice to live on an island.
Yeah.
You know. But then it's like, you know, we realize you're constantly getting sandblasted.
Oh yes, yeah.
You know.
I lived on the ocean down in Florida for a few years. I had a condo just north of Port St. Lucie on Hutchison Island. Beautiful. I was like on a 9th floor on a big condo right on the beach. I mean, right smack on the beach. But the salt and everything was brutal. I mean, I had to wash my car every day.
Oh yeah.
In a place you had to go out to rinse the car, but it's beautiful. I mean, you go walk across a little walkway right to the beach, and it wasn't not congested at all. The beach was beautiful. It wasn't eroding. We were north of a inlet, so all the sand was washing away from the beaches to the right or to the south of the inlet, and it would get deposited on the north side. So our beach was getting huger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It was a beautiful place. Beautiful swimming there. The water was beautiful, but
The salt's worse than it is in the north.
oh
'Cause
yeah,
it gets into everything.
oh it's there, yeah, oh yeah. But you can't you gotta the kind of metal you get in your furniture and stuff. You gotta be careful on your lamps and things like that because it'll all tarnish and get potholed and everything. Yeah, it's And I was there when Andrew came through.
Oh really?
But Andrew was in Miami, and we were 150 miles, 130 miles away from there, but it was scary as hell. I didn't leave. They were evacuated, but I didn't evacuate. But they turned the power off and everything.
Oh.
And in the middle of the night, the wind was howling, and the parts of the roofs were flowing off. And the scariest part was the surf. The surf was the building was shaking just from the waves crashing on the beach, it was unbelievable. I said, maybe this was a bad mistake, but you couldn't get out of there at that
Oh,
point.
yeah, but then you're stuck.
Everything was stuck, but we were okay. We didn't really have any damage, but you know, some shingles and things. But so I lived there for a while. That was beautiful, but it really is a lot of maintenance. A lot of maintenance.
Some of the foundations now are crumbling.
Well, now they're gonna have to, you know, they're doing these assessments on anything that's 20 years old or more or something.
Yeah.
I think people aren't gonna be able to afford to pay the fee, and that's what they want, because they're gonna knock them down and they're gonna build new ones.
Right.
They've already started doing that.
Right.
Somebody buy it up cheap, put a new building up there.
That's what happened in New Orleans.
Yeah.
You know, after Katrina went through,
Yeah.
all the rich people went down there and bought those guys for pennies on a dollar.
Yeah.
And then they went over to Houston and changed the whole good old boy.
And hey, you know, the way in this kind of you know, poor people get screwed. I mean, really, there's nothing you can do. But that's the way it is. It's capitalism.
Yeah.
And
well, it's like that everywhere, though, too.
oh, of course it is. Yeah.
You know, even in socialist countries, I
Mhm.
mean,
It's always
You're always going to have.
that's who it's you know, the golden rule. People with the money is who's rules.
Money talks,
Yeah.
gas walks.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a shame because the majority of people are in the you know, low middle class and lower, even lower than that, and it's really hard for them to dig out. It really is. It's very hard to dig out. I mean, you were lucky, because you know we don't take for granted all this stuff.
Oh no, we're
Really
extremely,
lucky.
real fortunate. You
Yeah.
saw Soylent Green, right, years ago?
Hmm?
The movie Soylent Green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We won't live to see that.
Well, you know, with any kind of situation where you get, if you get too much disparity between rich people and poor people, it can only last for so long. You end up with social unrest, and you know, I mean, that's historically that's what happens.
You starting to see that throughout the world.
Yeah,
already.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's that's what happens.
Yeah, but
You have
it's-
these oligarchies, and they come in and they take over, and everything they do is basically just to line their pockets,
Right.
and it screws everybody else over.
It's greed.
Of course, it's greed. There's no need of it.
No.
You know, you're a multi-billionaire. Really need to do something to screw people who are poor, so you can build up some more money. It's absurd. It's absurd, and it's not good. It's not good for the economics of the country,
Right.
because every time you do that, you're hauling money out of pockets for people that need to spend to keep the economy going, just so you can get some more. So what do? Get it all at the top, and then what?
Shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, you got nothing. You got nothing. But it's pitiful. Greed is it's pretty disgusting.
Yeah. It's not going to stop though.
No, of course not. It's human nature.
Yeah. Right.
I'm just happy, you know, I got my house to play here. I got to do some trading, relax.
Nice view in the back.
Nice view in the backyard. It's you know, I just don't. I'm lucky.
I lived on a lake. I used to love it because I could escape to the water.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. It's very nice. All right. Let's see what else is going on here. I'm sure I got 8 million questions now. All right, just kind of looking around at stocks. Apple's really nice. Yeah, Apple is really nice. It's really holding up nicely. It needs to get through 247.29. 247.29 on Apple. But I do like Apple. This is still a good, strong stock. Notice how well it's done during the market pullback. But 247.29 is a breakout on Apple. It took quite a beating there for a while, back in January. Mike, Baba has some nice room of $4 above 144.50. Baba, yeah, very big move in Baba. Yes, it's a little extended on the 8, but it's above yesterday's high right now. It's kind of parabolic. Some of these Chinese stocks have been very, very strong, but this is kind of a parabolic move here. So just be cautious if you get into something like this and you're trying to take profits. Just be very cautious, because this is this is getting way away from that 8. At some point in time, it's going to come back to it. So you don't want to be there. You don't want to be in it when that happens. So watch it closely. That's a good long way up. Ollie, didn't I just re-enter the same Apple calls yesterday? Yeah, I did, as a matter of fact. I didn't post it, but I did. I took profits on the original Apple trade we had, and then I took some more after I get out. I just went out further in time. I still want to see it get above 247.29 though. Celestial up with a pretty big move today. CELH up 32% off of earnings. Probably one of the reasons its Monster's up so much today off that CELH earnings. A 11:45. This MLGO is crazy here today. Micro algo, it's up 566%. Something going on with this thing. Gapped up pretty big this morning. Gapped up, opened around 290. Is now trading at 757. Wow. That's a Momo stock if there ever was one. No options on it, of course, just got to trade stock. I have no idea what's going on. So watching Unity down to 28.48. The Unities are trading at $1. Not much difference. Yeah, but just kind of moving sideways here. That's that MLGO crazy stock. I took some shares of that, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
It's really, I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to watch it really, really quick.
Yeah, it's definitely a babysitter.
So again, U is up to about 90, around $1 it's trading for right now. It's just up a nickel. It's not trading up very much. Again, if we're in Abbott, just going to let this thing run. It's pulled down a little bit. I'm just going to let it go. Going to give it a little bit of time. I love the daily setup on the thing. As long as it stays above, let's see, 132.50. So quite a ways down to support level on that. Do I have a target on you? I'm going to watch it, Terry. The thing with you is it's the 29 puts are in the money right now, so I want it to continue down. If this thing starts to bounce up back up toward 29, I'm probably going to take it off. We got room down to about 28.08, something like that. So I'm probably going to try to peel this thing off for somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.10 to $1.15. I don't know if it'll get there, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set an order on it for about $1.10 or $1.15. Siva, Bumble looks like a good short, BMBL. Yeah, it's really extended, but it's for an intraday short, it would be okay. I would not hold this thing overnight. It's way too far away from the 8. It's starting to bounce a little bit right now. Ari, also talking about Monster after earnings. Monster has earnings on the 26th. Earnings was on Cell H today. MIRM Biotech. You just had an important approval. Ari points out MIRM. That just came across my news feed as well. MIRM. SPY drifting back down again now. Abbott also just kind of sitting right at the 15. Okay, we took profits in Coke today. Apple's still pretty nice. Market pretty weak though. This MLGO's traded 244 million shares today. An average volume on this is 1.2 million. 1.2 million. It's crazy. I don't know what's going on with the thing. Jonathan, looks like the IWM is the weakest of the indexes today. Where do you see the next level on the downside support? IWM doesn't have anything too close on the downside, to tell you the truth. I do have some horizontal support at 220.65, 220.65 on IWM, but it's getting beat up pretty hard today, down 1.3%. SPY down 0.6%. Triple Q's down 0.8%. Triple Q is still above the 15, but all the other indexes have fallen below the 8 and the 15. SPY moving in here, pulling in. Yeah, but just moving sideways. Abbott moving sideways. Whoops. Caterpillar just kind of drifting down. MLGO is crazy stock today. Trading, usually trades 1 million shares, 1.2. Today is traded 246 million shares. It's a huge amount of volume coming through on this stock right now. Some of these 5-minute candles are 9 and 10 million shares. Huge amount of volume in here. About 5 minutes to 12. Not a lot. I'm not doing much today. I still get this U on, but it's kind of just drifting around down here. I don't like this particular price action in U, especially with just I don't have any overnight ability to stay in this thing. So I'm probably gonna take it off. I just got to put a sell order on you at 95. I'm just going to take a break even on it. I don't like this price action on it at all. It's trading 28.71 now, heading back up toward 29. I'll leave it at break even, and we'll see what happens. They might go back up and get back above 29. It's got room to the upside as well, but I'm not going to hang around too long in this thing. Have it just moving sideways. NRE pointing out MIRM for the important announcement. It shot up on that announcement, by the way. Got as high as 54.19. pull back about $1 now. Technically, it's a pretty decent bearish, bullish setup. Shop looking ugly, yeah. Pulling back down again today. See what it does this afternoon. Market pretty ugly. Am I going to let CRNC expire? I am, Gary. I'm not going to mess with it. There's no dollar, there's nothing in it to make it worthwhile. I got CRNC right now trading at 3 cents. So yeah, I just let it expire. Probably couldn't even get 3 cents for it. Jay took some profits in IWM, shorted it. Broke down below the 15 right here. Wanna go outside, Alfie? All right, buddy. Let's go outside, come on. How you doing, Allison?
I'm just listen to a webinar.
Oh, okay. Alfie's looking for you. Oh man. Oh. What a struggle.
Yeah. Kinda tears you out.
These days are exhausting. Look at him, Alfie. He loves Allison.
He's real quiet. He's getting a little older. He's calmed down a lot more.
Yeah. He knows you. That helps.
Surprised he remembered me. It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
he remembers people.
It's a long list.
Should Trump's companies need more electricity for AI? Says will let AI companies have their own power plants. It's a commentary by Trump regarding AI.
So the condo next to my, or the townhouse next to my
Commented
condo,
on
her townhouse just sold, it's on contract.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, she had to sell below what she bought it for.
yeah.
So once that closes, then I'm only gonna compete against new construction, which they're selling them for almost mid-290s. So I'll be able to,
They went up in Greenville.
yeah, so I'm gonna put mine in the market in April.
I don't blame you.
Just
Get rid of
gonna
it.
for 2 more months. Sorry?
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
That was I mean, you was trying to do something nice, and no good deed goes unpunished, apparently.
Yeah, I'm about 94, almost $9,500 to get it to where it is now.
Jesus.
It includes paint, or the painting now, which
Yeah.
I'd have to paint it anyway, that's $5,500. But, hopefully, I don't lose much on it from what I bought it. I only bought it for $288, so we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Cheap enough.
Yeah. I'm fortunate enough where it's not gonna really hurt me anyway, so.
Yeah, it's just
So I'm lucky there.
it was a big pain in the ass.
It
the whole
is.
thing.
How many times I've been there? I'm getting
I
tired
know.
of driving. I
Yeah,
told
it's-
Linda, I said,
that's
once
a-
this sold, I don't wanna go to Greenville for a
That's
while.
terrible. It's a long drive.
Yeah.
You gotta go through Columbia. It's a pain driving up there. In Greenville, Spartanburg, it's gotten so big. I mean, it's really. The last couple of times I've been through there was traffic congestion. There was construction everywhere. It was. I guess that's like everywhere.
I'm lucky though, cause it's in Malden, so it's
Mhm.
before Greenville.
Oh yeah, before you get there.
Yeah, so I miss all that, you know. And Home Depot's only about 10 minutes from there.
You probably spent a lot of quality time there.
Oh yeah, I'm a preferred
Oops,
customer.
I need to look at this Millgo. We gotta probably take profits in it. Look at this thing go.
Still going up?
This is $1 candle right here.
Wow. What is it again? It's what?
MLGO. Okay, took profits in it. It was a quick buck.
Nice.
Too volatile for me. Ari pointing out NVO very strong after the FDA ruled that its competitors can no longer produce the same weight loss drug. That's NVO. Yeah, nice moving it. Gap up here this morning, moving up nicely right now. Really, it's above the 50-day moving average. This thing has been pounded, of course, recently. It's been meandering down here after being kind of up nice and strong, but it's up nicely today and above the 50-day. Lily is also a nice setup right now for a long Lily. Lily kind of expensive on Lily. But NVO, yeah, that's a pretty interesting move in NVO. It's a really good good trend right now. It's on the 5-minute chart. Right there. Nice look on that one, Harry. Get this MLGO go now. $9. Up 672%. Ali ANF still weak. Yeah, that was the one I had yesterday. I didn't revisit it today, but yeah, definitely is still a very good short setup on ANF. And MLGO is a crazy one today. It's a Momo stock, momentum stock. You gotta be very careful with these things. No options. You have to just trade stock. But the thing is up 600%, almost 700%. Crazy. These candles are pretty huge on MLGO. That big green candle right there, 2 candles ago, that had a low of 710 and a high of 875. It's $1.60 on this candle. Massive amounts of volume in that thing today, just massive. It usually trades a little over 1 million shares a day. Right now it's traded 271 million shares.
Just got in there, quick still.
On what?
LGO.
MLGO. You just don't know how you don't know how high they're gonna go.
Yeah, well, yeah. Do I push it?
Hey Nick, wonder if I could explain more how the modified RSI that you have shown, if institutions are buying or not, what does that mean when you say that it shows institutional buying? The whole point of it's an oscillator, but it has the divergence stripped out. This This is just pure momentum. And this, especially the multi-time frame, on this, and let me switch back over to the SPY. The multi-time frame on here is showing, this is trend, this is multi-time frame momentum. And typically for a daily chart, if I look at a daily chart, then this is giving me 1 day, 3 day, 9 days. This is giving, on the 5-minute chart, it's giving me 5, 15, 45. And the way momentum is measured, first you have to understand how momentum is measured. But the way that this is measured, it's to get 3 time frames that are actually measuring momentum going in the same direction, especially if you've got a good trend, and you've got the current time frame also showing the same thing. Then the likelihood that institutions are pushing that trade is very high. It's very high because the way momentum is measured, we're not talking about just green candles now. What we're talking about is candles on multiple time frames that are closing closer to their, as each candle goes by, closing closer to the high of that candle than they did the previous candle. And you measure that one, then the next one, then the next one. And if you've got that happening across all 3 time frames, not one that's moving sideways or moving down, but all 3 of them moving up in the same direction, then typically that you have institutions, multiple institutions, that are driving that trade up. And if you've got trend going in the same direction, it also is also a big advantage. Now, what I found on the intraday trading, when we're just using the 5-minute multi-time frame, the current time frame momentum here on the intraday, this is switches back and forth between blue and yellow. That typically gives you a good reading on whether the institutions are coming back in again. When you get these multiple colors like this back and forth, that just tells you there's a lot of chop here. There's no consistent selling or buying on the 5-minute candle right here. You've been down all day. You can see on the multi-time frame, it's still showing a shortness. So this along with the trend, if you're measuring momentum the way that it's measured here without divergence built into it, shows that if you get volume, if you've got that kind of a color change, or the oscillator is moving like that, it gives you a really good indication that institutions are in there. Listen, nothing's 100%, but it's very good. But one of the things that it shows you right now that is, it's really hard to trade this kind of chop. So it's also keeping you out of trades when you're not getting any indication that there's any consistent buying or selling done by the institutions. So that's probably the easiest, the quickest explanation I can give you. There's more to it than that. There's also market internals to go into it and things like that. But I'm not going to delve into all of that stuff. But it is the best way I've found to determine if institutions are moving the market or moving a stock at all. And you can also take a look to confirm that. You can look at volume as well as market internals. Market internals being like cumulative volume index for buys versus sell. The cumulative volume index today is down. It's been bearish all day long. So that tells you that you don't really want to be trading long here right now. You're more thinking more about the intraday. Yeah, intraday. I mean, with intraday, you're going to get. It's more difficult to measure because you're not looking across. You're not looking across multiple time frames. I'm looking at intraday here. Now this is on the 5-minute chart. This is the 5, the 15, and the 45. So if you've got these two aligned, see right now we're getting this breakdown right here. All right, below this 15. That's a SPY super system set up to the short side, because you got red here. It's gone blue, now it's gone yellow, red, telling us it's bearish, and we also have confirmation on the longer term multi-time frame momentum that it's red. So this would be a decent short right here on the SPY. No, the calculation of the oscillator doesn't include market internals. I look at the market internals separately. It's pretty hard to run those calculations together and think of swim into that. Hey, Ari. AXSM continuing strong, new all-time high. Yeah, very nice. Breaking out today on AXSM. Yeah, options are not good, I know. Yeah, pull back to the 8 on the daily I see on AXSM. So to get back to Nick, so that's you have to try to take these in conjunction with other things, of course. But if you're just looking at charts without this kind of information, it's to me it's much more difficult to try to determine whether institutions have been. This gives me a really pretty good indication. If they're in, now institutions, when they come into something, that doesn't mean they're just going to keep buying, just keep buying and buying for half an hour, for an hour, for 2 hours. But it tells you that where the general trend is to it, and what they've been doing. And this is telling me that right now the SPY is bearish, and being short the SPY right now is the proper thing to do. Southpaw, yeah, I'll give you. I'll put a link in there to the subscription to the room. Let me just bring that up and I'll put it in for you. There's that link, Southpaw. All right, it's about 12:19. Again, SPY short here. This was probably the good SPY super system setup that we've had today. This was a nice breakdown below the 15 as we went from blue to yellow, and coming out of basically a dynamic compression zone. Good short. You notice as the SPY drops, you notice on Abbott, which we're long, you probably notice how well it's holding up. See how well this is holding up when the market's dropping. There's U coming down. I'm probably out of U by now. Yeah, I'm out of my U. I actually get $1 for it, so I was up a nickel on it. All right, it's about 12:20. I'm going to take a break and get some lunch, and go ahead and shut down the YouTube feed so I can get ready to get something to eat. Thanks everybody on YouTube. I appreciate your watching our trade in the room today. Again, it's been a weekday in the market. I had you. I just took a nickel on that as a straddle. We took Coca-Cola this morning for a nice win this morning on this move up right here, as it was trending up, and now it's just compressing right now. And we just took Abbott for a swing trade. Not very many swing trades lately, but again, this is showing some really good relative strength. All right, Jonathan, you have a great weekend too. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and shut down the YouTube feed. I appreciate it. I did put a link in there to the subscriptions for my alert service and trading room if you're interested. And we also have, obviously, the software is something you can purchase and put on Thinkorswim, on Thinkorswim yourself. Well, this company puts it on there for you. You buy the software, it loads in everything exactly the way I have mine set up here. It's got the scanners, it's got the indicators, the trend indicator, multi-time frame trend, multi-time frame momentum, current time frame momentum, the actual oscillator, so you can see this the pitch of it, and then things like the VWAP here, volume weighted average price, the 15 EMA right here, and then these pop signals, which are pop out of the box signals. These indicate breaks of compression. All right, so listen, I'm going to get some lunch. Thanks everybody. We'll see everybody in the YouTube feed on